It's your girl with braces.
Hey,
Yes, she
hey
does.
everybody.
I know this is my
Hello.
first time with the braces on
Oh
our
my
show.
gosh. Your teeth are
That's
going to be
true.
so
That's
straight.
true.
Oh, girl, you look. You know that was my worry. I have to be able to chew this meat. Doggone it!
I said that. I was
Nah,
like, uh-oh.
come on, community of strong bonds. I see you. I love that.
So, good afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. We just wanted to say thank you for being with us. This is our 25th Fierce Feline broadcast. We are almost half a year, guys.
Yes.
Tonight, we are going to be discussing common myths and misconceptions on the carnivore lifestyle. All of us will share some experiences that we've done through our journey and maybe some of the other people's that we work with to see how we get around some of these things. What about you, Robin?
Hey everybody, my name is Robin Heron. I am your carnivorous grandma. Welcome back to the show again. We're so happy that you decided to join us tonight. And as Laura was saying, we're going to be just debunking some of these myths and misconceptions and contradictions that we are hearing in the carnivore space. And so this is something that, was on our heart to talk about. And there's a lot of confusing things out here. And we want to try to help with that tonight, although doesn't matter what question you ask, you're going to get the opposite answers. So you got to do your own research. How about you, G?
I know. Everybody, listen. This is your journey. I can't say that enough. I think on this journey we go through pivotal points, if that's a lack of a better way of saying. We really do, because when you first start, it's like, okay, I'm only going to do this for 30 days, and some people say 90 or 60, and then 2 weeks in you start thinking about the foods that you're going to implement back, and then your brain goes through, oh my god, wait a minute, is this like this for the rest of our lives? Well, I'm starting to feel this way. What about this, and how about that? And this show is designed for informational purposes only. We only
Yes.
have one medical professional, and she's down at that end.
Yes.
Outside of that, we share our life experiences and what this community and this way of eating is doing for us. You must find what works for you. Laura started out keto, and she went carnivore, and now she is like the utmost of
Lion.
For the lion diet. That's right. That's right. And then, but wait, y'all, let me show you what I figured out. It ain't gonna take much. Y'all ready?
Oh,
Oh.
how did you do that?
Okay, yes, because it's gonna be that kind of show tonight. Anyway,
All right.
I want you to know that this is your walk. This is your journey. You must figure out what works for you. So as we hey Kathy, as we start talking about different things, debunking certain things, please note that this, once again, we're talking from experience or something that someone has shared with us. So in our first segment, we're gonna address some common myths and misconceptions about the carnivore diet, concerns such as nutrient deficiencies, cardiovascular health, sustainability. For me, I battle with the nutrient level of what I take in. Then I went and compounded even more by getting braces. So you know that the first 3 days I was barely able to chew. Wait, no, what y'all don't know. I'm actually going to enjoy saying this. I got 2 balls in my mouth. But listen, so when I was going to bite, the top was actually going to hit the bracket. So they have placed
Yep.
2 blue balls in my mouth. It's so, and so you know me, I love saying wait, hold on.
Carnivores After Dark.
Carnivores
Yes.
after dark. I got balls in my mouth. Oh my goodness. So
Help her,
yeah.
Jesus.
So with that being said, I don't take in for me enough. So here is the warning. Hear me. Let me move this back just in case I start yelling. And Laura, I know you're going to amen this from the corner. You will too, Robin, and anybody else. Skinny does not make you healthy. Me losing weight is not now my goal. I can't get smaller and lose muscle mass. So this is a concern where people are looking, you know, the female aspect of me saying, oh, 139, you better stop it. I say, yes, but not at the expense if that last pound was a pound of muscle. Right. So one of the things to debunk is eating this way. I don't get any deficiencies because everything that I need is what I am consuming. I'm just not consuming enough. Just when I want to make sense of this, I think of a lion. Excuse me. There's the burping. I think of the lion, and I'm like, okay, so if the lion was only eating like a rabbit, how long will the lion maintain muscle mass? And so just think about another carnivore. So for me, I need to take in more. I need to take in more. So the myth that skinny is healthier, I want to debunk that. Skinny does not make you healthy. Right. Just like fat didn't make me healthy just because I didn't have, before the surgery, high blood pressure, sugar diabetes, poor cholesterol. There was nothing wrong with my kidneys, my liver, none of that. But I was big and I was in pain and I was mood swings. Okay, y'all already see how I am. Now just imagine with the American diet. So I want to say skinny does not make you healthy. You have to take in the right nutrition. What about you, Robin?
So I just want to kind of chime in on that because fat does not automatically make you unhealthy. Fat in itself is not healthy or unhealthy. It's the inflammation. It's the high levels of insulin that causes inflammation, that causes your organs to be damaged mitochondria, and all of those things. So I agree with you that skinny does not mean healthy. You can have fatty liver disease. You can have all kinds of things going on inside your body that you can't see on the outside. We automatically look at people who are overweight and think they're unhealthy. But we know that that a thin person can also have a lot of health issues. And I just want to give an example because my husband's his aunt and uncle were on a vegan diet for many, many years. And they actually ended up having to go off of the vegan diet and take in some protein. They're still on a high plant-based, I would call it, diet, but they do eat some protein because they were having, she was having adrenal failure. She was a very thin, very active, healthy, older lady, but
Adrenal
yeah,
fatigue.
yes, we saw that. We saw that, JB blush. But yeah, so so thin does not automatically mean healthy. The myth that I want to bust tonight has to do with carnivore as a diet at all. So it is a way of eating. It's a healing protocol. And it's definitely a way to heal all your diseases, cure all your diseases. But it's not a crash diet. So people think that the carnivore diet is going to be a short-term fix for their lifestyle, just like every other crash diet we've ever tried. And it really is just not. It's a healing protocol. So a lot of people find that they struggle. They will lose a lot of weight maybe at first if they have a lot of weight to lose, but then they will start to struggle to lose weight because the body is doing so much work healing itself. So I think that we want to bust that myth that carnivore is a crash diet. I really don't like to call it a diet at all. I really want to call it like healing protocol that we use to promote health and healing. Because as G was saying, those nutrients that are coming from the meat, particularly the red meat, beef, is, all those nutrients are going into your body and causing incredible amounts of healing in your body, your mind, so many different diseases being cured and reversed with a carnivore diet because it's a healing protocol. And it heals you from the inside out. So just want to kind of take it off the table as a crash diet. If you're thinking about doing the carnivore diet, you need to really change your paradigm on the fact of what it is, because it's definitely not a crash diet. It is a long-term healing protocol. So how about you, Laura?
So my favorite thing, of course, has to do with cardiovascular health, being a old heart nurse here. So something that I got it even back when I first started keto, but I got it really thrown at me by people that didn't know me very well, because most people are smart enough not to do that, at least if they're close. And they would say, "Oh, aren't you worried about your cholesterol? You're going to die." Well, wasn't worried when I was 313 pounds stuffing my face with brownies. That was totally okay. It was on the standard American diet. So what I want to debunk about this is eating the protein and the fats allows your body to do the healing that it can do if you leave it alone. We take these things and block our symptoms, which is what most of the medications are. I'm not saying there aren't times medications are needed, but all we're doing is blocking symptoms. We're not ever getting to the root cause of what the problem is. This way of eating allows you to quiet your body down, and it allows you to heal the things that need to heal. And then if there's something you can't heal, or you are too far beyond, then okay, there might be a time where you need something like that. The other thing that I want to dispel is the cholesterol. This drives me bonkers. I mean, every single day I go into this with a physician, a patient, a family member. Um, every day, every single day, I'd go into it. So, back when I first went to nursing school, it was, if your cholesterol's high, you increase your risk of heart attack and stroke. We've all heard it on every commercial,
Yeah.
hands down. But I found that not to be true working in the cath lab. That wasn't true. The people that we saw in there, first of all, were not morbidly obese people. Yeah, once in a while you might get somebody that was morbidly obese, but I'm telling you, over 90% of the patients were what I call skinny fat. Vegetarians, some of them, vegans, low fat, low protein, crap diets, on a statin for 35 years. And here they were, all their coronary arteries are blocked. Of course, now I know, and I knew, during one of the open hearts, that it wasn't even cholesterol. There's a very little bit of cholesterol when you have damage to a vessel, because that sends the immune system, starts to heal that area. But, it looked like a piece of chalk literally came out of a guy's artery while we were trying to bypass. Sounded like chalk when it hit the little tray. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I looked at the doc and I said, James, what is that? And he goes, oh, that's plaque. And I was like, okay, but cholesterol, how the hell? Butter would not sound like that no matter what you did to butter.
No.
Body temperature, it is never going to be like that. So I was like, what the hell are we telling people? I was like, my head was just spinning. We'd already been in there like 11 hours. And I'm just like, this doesn't make sense. This is a lie. And he says, well, he says, he goes, that is not synonymous for cholesterol. He says, if you go to the dentist and have plaque removed from your teeth, he's not removing cholesterol. What's he removing? I said, well, calcium and mineral deposits. He goes, plaque. And I was like, I said, well, just so you know, I'm telling everybody I know, because I said, once you know better, you have to do better. And the other thing that anybody can go out and you can look this stuff up yourself is look up centennials. So people who have made it to 100, you look up what their lipid profiles look like. Their total cholesterol is always high, and so is their LDL every time. Same with during the COVID. The people who did the worst and had the worst outcomes, no matter what their age, they could be 35, they could be 55, they could be 80, was low vitamin D level and low LDL cholesterol. You could just about guarantee by looking at their stuff that you're like, doesn't matter what we do, it's not going to work because their immune system isn't functioning with both of those things being that low. So that's the myth that I want to dispel, is that cardiovascular health will be improved. It takes time. It took years for you to get to that point of sickness. It's going to take some time to reverse that. So I just think if people would take a little time, relax, put some realistic goals out there, I think they would be doing great. So let's read this.
Yeah. So since you were talking about vitamin D levels, I thought I would pop this question up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what I get in my multivitamins? I would say that's not probably too much for you. The D3, K2, and the K2 portion, you could even go higher on that if you wanted to. It depends what you're like, if you're osteoporotic and what your numbers are, osteopenia, things like that. But absolutely, I would be taking that. Just make sure that when you take K2, D3, that you take it with some form of a fat, whether that be egg, meat that has fat, a little slab of butter, a piece of, crispy ribeye fat, whatever it be. Take it in with a form of fat because vitamin D, K, A, they're all fat soluble. So A, E, D, and K.
Okay, what is this? What is IU and what is D3K3?
International K2, D3 is that helps move the calcium out of the arteries, out of the joints. If you have like arthritis, that's a lot of times extra calcium that's went to those areas. And that pulls that out and puts it into the bone matrix. And then the D3 puts it into the bone matrix to help rebuild the bone. Because we're constantly every day breaking down bone and building bone. It works very well for teeth to help remineralize the teeth, as long as you have the root. If you have a live tooth, if you have a dead tooth, personally, I wouldn't have one in my head. I would have it taken out. And if you can afford it, I would get that fixed. Or
also, you don't believe in root canals?
Oh, hell no. That's a dead tooth sitting inside your face that especially an upper tooth that just sits there and harbors bacteria. You can have that tested and see, most people will have 3 to 5 different bacterias that are just laying inside that tooth. And if it's on the upper.
So Laura, the dentist even lying too?
Laura,
because they're all lying.
They pull because Lord knows, yes. Oh, I know. I know I done spent 20 and then added braces to it. Here's the thing. I believe in keeping my teeth. I even called Robin one day just crying about my teeth. So don't even start me on that. My feeling, B, why y'all didn't tell me about the hell? But then I don't want a tooth missing. Because
you get a tooth, you can afford to put another tooth in there, like a fake tooth, a post, and a tooth that is not going to harbor bacteria. It'll be an implant.
I need to do to see if I got bacteria in my mouth like that?
Well, you can go have it tested. You'd have to find a functional dentist. I know they have a couple functional dentists in St. Louis. I'd say down your area, you'd probably find them if you just Google them and try to find a holistic functional dentist.
I hear you, Paul. Okay, so that's what we're gonna have to I'm sorry, I didn't turn it around because
That's all right. I mean,
yeah,
this
because
is this is
it
good
is
because
with
this
the
is
root
really a
canal,
myth, right?
my
It is. It's
crowns that I have. Here's the thing. I understand the importance of my teeth. That's number one. Your teeth have to have something to bite down on too. So I
yep,
would never have an open space or
right,
anything because it needs
right.
something to bite down on.
Yep.
And I want a good bite. And so this is the second time in my life that I've had braces. But the third time, because what y'all don't know, in 2020, I was wearing the Invisalign. That's not this show though. But anyway, so I did that. But have you finished? You blew
Yeah,
my
I
mind
finished
now.
that one.
I can't even think right
I'm
now
sorry.
because it's like literally you must like
Well, you
reverse
have to think about it.
everything. Oh
You,
my,
Everything that you thought.
but if you
and
think
it's not
about it,
just with
this is
food.
no, it isn't. But if you think about it, think about common sense wise. Your teeth, as long as they have the root and the blood supply,
Mhm.
they are breaking down and remineralizing every day. Your humerus is not the same
No,
humerus.
that's not what the commercial says. Once
I
that
know, but
enamel is
they're
messed up,
lying.
that's what I'm trying to say. Once the enamel is
They're
messed up. Now,
liars.
I will say this. Once that cavity gets down over into that root canal, I mean into that nerve ending, and that there's what?
Yes, there is.
Girl, what?
The tooth powder that you have, absolutely. I have a patient who used to be into a certain unpharmaceutical on the side, if we all know what I mean, and ruined two of their teeth and had cavities to the root and was having pain. So I had them do rinses with like your betadine and lidocaine for numbing. And then they packed their teeth with that powder, brushed their teeth. They made a rinse and rinsed with that weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. And yes, they remineralized their teeth. Absolutely. Hands down, swear to
Yeah.
baby Jesus. And it
Wait
can
a
be
minute.
done.
And
That's
so
why
they
I
didn't
make it.
so they didn't need a root canal. They
Nope.
didn't need any of that.
Nope. She
Wow.
still has her teeth, and one was a front tooth, so she really wanted to keep that. Yes, our bones, they are living, so they can remineralize. We just have to, I said, do the K2D3, do that mineralizing, do the swishing with, absolutely it can be done. It's just you have to be with the right people that can get you the right information and aren't trying to take you for money.
So what you
Oh,
think
both of
about
you
is
guys.
it oil spilling when you put that coconut oil in your mouth and swish it around?
I do
Swish.
that.
Yeah, I
Oil
figured you did that.
pulling.
Oil
Oil
pulling.
pulling.
I don't know
Yeah.
what I just said.
Yes,
So
it helps with
no,
bacteria
I didn't get the
health.
tooth powder, girl, because
I
God,
got the tooth powder.
do
Uh-huh.
you think that
That's
That was
right.
me.
whatever it is about the teeth, I want it, doggone it. Okay, I don't even know where we are on the thing because
I know where we're at.
you didn't blew me
You're
away.
fine.
We have another question.
Yes, come on, question.
Okay. The question is from Special Horsey. Are insect sources an acceptable source of protein for the carnivore diet? I wouldn't eat it
I
I'm
would
sorry.
unless I had
I
I
would
to.
was reading
s-
Kathy's thing. Now everybody got where were y'all like 10 grand ago? Okay, come on. All right.
I would say if it's something I do know people that do enjoy like crickets and grasshoppers, that's fine. I know. But if that's something you like and you want to utilize that, you're going to have to eat more of those than you could ever imagine to get enough protein for what you need to do to heal your body.
Right.
But if
But it's
it's
a
what
good
you
snack,
enjoy,
right?
I suppose I mean, I've
I wouldn't
seen
eat it.
people do it covered in chocolate, but we don't do that as carnivores.
Right. It's just gonna
So,
taste
No,
like a bug.
you can
yeah.
make them
Straight up.
air dry them or something. There, it's nothing. Oh, okay, because I always know that when you end up saying nothing that you would do, God has a sense of humor, and before you know it, before you kick to the other side, you're gonna be doing that thing you know. I just
You don't
really
want
don't
to.
know.
No, I'm
Okay,
not
yeah,
because
I
I've
don't.
got this. I'll be
Right.
eating this way before I touch a damn grasshopper.
I know, because I just really can't. Oh God.
I can't
Okay.
imagine. I would not eat it unless I absolutely had to live.
Yes, it would really, really, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, yeah.
Can you click on Paul Atkins about his eyes real quick? I want to look at that. Yeah. So continually increasing eye prescription makes eyesight worse. And yep, that's exactly right. That is something that they do on purpose. Because if you've ever been there and they're doing, those constantly changing that to get you, it should never be done that quickly because they're taking you to and from so fast, all these different ones. Nobody's eye is going to be able to do that. I don't care if you were a 3-year-old child. It's like me taking your blood pressure, you not liking the number, and within 30 seconds I do it again. It's not accurate. You have to wait 5 minutes between to allow things to resettle or do the other arm. I, it's just a game. It's a game that they do to make money. So
But
yeah,
carnivore
you
will help
just
you heal your eyes.
absolutely.
Okay,
My
so
eyeballs
all
are
right. So
better.
let me say this though. I do know my sister-in-law shared a story with us about working in a dentist eye optometrist office, and she said that she noticed that like some people really didn't need new glasses, and but his response was, no, everybody needs glasses. We're in business to sell glasses. And I'm like, whoa, okay. So if you do need glasses, especially it for distance only or up close only, whatever, Zeni Optical. Hey, honey,
Yeah.
Zeni Optical. It now, I have never done the progressive, and they also offer the bifocal if you want that. But the prescription is included with the frame. So that means if I find a frame for $10, they'll put the prescription as long as it's that one distance or up close. They'll put it in there. And so majority of the glasses that I have, that's where I get them from.
Yeah. Yep. St. John ate locusts and honey. I don't
Okay.
eat
But he had to
honey.
have honey.
I would have to dip my locusts in the honey in order to be able to eat it.
Yeah.
For me, hot sauce, because that's just,
That's awesome.
y'all are like, but she asked, did you see the one that Nicole Kidman did a
Yeah.
video of her
Mhm.
promoting eating bugs?
Good. I hope she enjoys them.
I
I don't listen to movie stars or recording artists or really anybody's opinion on what the rest of us little people should be doing. Just because they're rich doesn't mean that they know better.
Yeah. Okay, so
Not a thing.
did we get the
Dr.
Oh wow.
Lisa needs
Wow.
reading glasses, but she wears one contact and only one eye to read.
Smart. Very smart.
It is.
That is good.
Just do the one. You know what? I could do that. All right. So here we are.
Yeah. Yep. So I'm going to go over the myth versus reality, and
Yes.
this is going to be my own experience that I'm going to go
Okay.
over. I have several with my patients. I got to see my amputee today walking around downtown, and I was so excited. And I was like, I felt his arm to see if he had his CGM on because, when we first started, he had that. And he's like, oh, I can't even get it right now because he goes, I'm not diabetic. So I can't get it until it's over the
Awesome.
counter. And I was like, so he'll be almost a full year. Will that
Yes.
be July? Yeah, July. So that I like. Some things that people have been told is that you can't help your anxiety, depression, acne, joint pain, inflammation, insomnia, menopause symptoms, um, any of these things, osteoporosis, that you can't cure it, help it, improve it through diet. It all has to be from a pill. And I'm here to tell you that I have cured anxiety, depression. I still have a little OCD because I like things to be a certain place, but I think that's just my
Around that.
personality.
Yep.
That's right. I like it. And I want my nurse and doctor to be OCD. I don't want them to be like, where did I put the scalpel? I don't want
Mhm.
that. So, so, cystic acne, joint pain, inflammation, insomnia, menopause symptoms, increased muscle fatigue, and osteoporosis. Every single one of those things, I was able to 100% turn those around. Some of them took a few weeks, some took months. The osteoporosis, I went from being severely osteoporosis to being over on the high end of not osteoporotic. And that did take a year and 6 months total after I started doing the K2D3 and threw the calcium away. As thank God I had a doctor from India who told me to throw away the calcium. He said, the only thing that calcium did for you women is he says it helped you catch up with the men for the number of heart attacks
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
because he says it goes to your arteries. And I was like, great. Just what you don't want to hear when you've been doing it, twice a day for 10 years.
Yep.
Um, but it's better, so it's okay. So the other thing that I have seen when it does come to my patients, when this is something that they're told can never be reversed, never be cured, they're always going to be diabetic, they're always going to have hypertension, they're always going to have kidney disease and psoriasis and eczema. Some people
Mhm.
still have flares, but I don't know anybody on this that has any of that to where they had it before. I've seen hypertension 100% turned around. I've seen kidney disease back to CKD 1 to 2 when it was 4 and 5. They were dialysis. I have seen diabetes completely reversed. I was borderline, like my triglycerides were 1,000, and I don't think they did hemoglobin A1Cs in 91 because I couldn't find that anywhere on my paperwork. But I know my triglycerides were at least 1,000 is all their meter went to. But I was able to turn that around in 9 months of getting rid of carbohydrates and sugar. So those things can absolutely, absolutely be done. So I think everybody should just give it a try and you know, and see what you can do, how you can heal yourself. Oh, thanks, Kathy. Yeah, it was wonderful. I love it. Every time I see him, I get like little like goosebumps, like look at him go. He's in a truck driving, when he
Oh,
wants to
amazing.
drive and 75. Actually, he's 76 now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what about you, G?
Well, one of the things I want to share, actually, I had a couple of things, but I'm going to share what happened today. Um, Frederick and I, we were riding down the road. He got a call that came in. The car picked it up. I really wasn't in the beginning paying attention, but they did the polite trees. How are you in the family? How are you in the, that type thing. And he went on to talk about because my husband asked about the new baby, and that's when I started listening, because he turned around and said how the baby just went in, had a bunch of allergy tests, things are going on, skin breaking out, and I'm looking at Frederick and I'm like, oh, I want to look, I want to talk, I want to talk. But I let them finish. But before it was time to hang up, I'm looking at him raising my hand, like, call on me, call on me. And so Frederick said, hey, my wife is in the car. Just wanted to talk with you a little bit. So to come to find out, the baby is 9 months old.
Mm.
And then I wanted to know breastfed or formula. The mom was not producing enough. So the baby had to go to formula. All of the formula was kind of messing up, and they've gone to a goat milk. But the it's still, he said you get a little bit for a whole lot of money, and then they looked at the ingredients and soy.
Mm.
So why are you classifying this as a goat
It's not
milk?
milk.
So
It's
I
not.
turned around and just shared some things, and I told Frederick that I'll, have him to send him a few links, but go home and talk to the wife. I told him I even talked about Rebecca with the family, kids of all ages. It is okay that you change that diet. I told him I wasn't, never had formula, and here I am. Robin, did you grow up on formula? Formula wasn't even around
They
for
gave
us.
us some kind of they did like some Karo syrup and I don't know, something like that, but
Probably, what's that?
it wasn't a
Reconstituted
store-bought
milk?
formula.
I was getting
Mhm.
ready to say carnation milk.
Yep.
I got some
Yep.
carnation milk before it was time. Because I even asked my mom, I said, wait a minute, what did you feed me? And that's one of the things she was talking about. Now she breastfed, I think the twins, but what was going on in her life, that just wasn't pet milk. Look at my husband. There you go. That's it. That
Yeah.
is exactly
Go
what
grab a little cat.
what and that's how we learn how to pop that knife in, pop it up, pop a little hole on the other side. Listen, I did a post about the baby boomers, even though 64 is the last year of the baby boomers. Probably a little bit more of that generation after. Hey, but that's where
It worked.
that's where we didn't have formula. We didn't have those different things,
Mhm.
and
Right.
we had that. Uh, one of the
Powdered
things that
milk.
I want to talk about is also whether exercise is important. That takes me back to the
Mhm.
very first thing that I spoke on, which has to do with skinny does not mean healthy. So a lot of times you might see a thin person and think, oh, I won't share the carnivore diet. They're really not going to lose weight, but they got some medication and stuff that they're taking. Oh, I didn't do that. It took up something. Yeah, they have some medication and stuff that they are taking. And with that being said, they're not skinny people die early as well. So
Yes, they do.
I decided to not have any excuses and try and expand my workout area. Really proud of myself. I think the biggest thing in there is a treadmill. The little stepper I have was like $50 off of Amazon. It has bands on it and it goes against your own body in stepping. We got the little workbench there, the free weights, and I got that rebounder. Now I have to fight my granddaughter for it. Because if I get on it, here she comes.
Mhm.
And she knows how to like move you off so she can have her turn. But I am enjoying that.
That sounds so fun.
I am. Now I'm just waiting on my husband. He called it skinny fat. I'm waiting on my
Mhm.
husband to put the television in there so I can pull YouTube and do some things as well. So I said that to say that it is a myth that if you're skinny that you are healthy. That is not a true statement. um it is a myth that you have to jog and run and elevate uh your heart rate to an ungodly position, because that's not helping you. It is that simple walk and a sprint, and you can do those on a treadmill or out on a track. I just prefer to be on the treadmill. Oh Lord, if I fall, because I fell outside and I was walking, so I tripped on the concrete.
Stop tripping.
Baby, I had, oh God, that was horrible. So, a myth: skinny people, being skinny does not mean being healthy, and exercise. Continue to for muscle mass. Now, I will say a doctor did say this to my mother, and I now this one I believe. As long as you can keep moving, you will increase your longevity. The moment that you're not mobile anymore, issues are going to kind of compile itself. And I really, really, really believe that. um as long as you can get up and take a walk, or get yourself to the restroom, or fix yourself something to eat, you have that independent movement, all is well. The moment that you get where you did not take care of your legs, those muscles and stuff, you can't hold your own body weight up. Now look at things, you need assistance, you're dependent on someone else for the restroom, or you can wear it, depends. But then there comes taking that off. And what about the number two? So my goal is to continue working on my muscle mass to make sure that I can continue to move myself, because smaller doesn't mean healthier. What about you, Robin?
So, a couple of things that I wanted to touch on, and there's one of them is that like meat rots and ferments inside your gut.
Yes.
So a lot of people will say, I can't eat all that meat. It doesn't process through my body appropriately, and it causes constipation, or it's going to rot inside of my gut. So it'll just be sitting inside me for days and days and days. That's not true. It's another myth. Because the meat being so bioavailable to your body is breaking that meat down. And it's getting all those
It takes 4 days for
micronutrients
that
out.
process.
Out of the meat, and you have very much less waste than when you had fiber. So fiber is not essential for human consumption. It's not essential to allow you to have better bowel movements, although it will allow you to feel that bulk in your colon. It'll like stretch your colon out and cause you to have to go to the bathroom. But fiber is moving through your body quickly because of the fact that it's not digestible. It's not bioavailable to your body. So it's not breaking that down into the micronutrients that your body needs and using them. So it's passing through, where the meat is actually, it's not staying in your gut. It's getting broken down.
For 4 days? It's not in there for 4 days?
Right.
Go look at Lee's channel.
Huh? Oh, Lee.
Oh,
yeah. Go and check out
interviewed him.
Carnivore Kent, right? Carnivore Kent.
No, it's actually Kent Carnivore.
Kent Carnivore, yeah. So he has a colostomy bag, and he gets to see what comes out in his stool.
Yep.
And he said he never sees a steak coming out in the stool, or you see vegetables coming out, like you can tell that it was broccoli, or you could tell that it was some kind of leafy greens. So meat does not rot in your gut, and fiber is not essential for human consumption. In fact, there's some OGs out here that have been on carnivore for many, many years. I think about Maggie from Alberta, Canada, who's been carnivore for like 60 years. And, she doesn't have any problems because she has not had fiber in 60 years. She's a healthy woman. She's 80 something years old, working on her farm like she's 40 or 30, throwing bales of hay and doing all the hard work out there that, that's associated with that. So fiber is not necessary. The second one that I really want to talk about is that carnivore is restrictive. So people think, well, it's too restrictive. It's not sustainable because it's way too restrictive, and I'm not going to be able to do that in the long term. And what I think is restrictive is IBS with constipation. It's very restrictive to be sitting in the bathroom and can't go, sitting in the bathroom for an hour trying to go to the bathroom. Now that's restrictive.
That's
What's
right.
restrictive is having to take allergy pills twice a day, every single day for your whole life. That's restrictive. Restrictive is having to take high blood pressure medicine, or anti-anxiety medicine, going to the doctor and saying, Doc, I need medicine because I'm so anxious I can't even function anymore. That's restrictive. Eating delicious, fatty meats, butter, tallow, all the deliciousness is not restrictive. So it's just, it's more of we want our taste buds, our bodies want these carbohydrate, highly addictive, highly processed foods because of the fact they're so highly addictive. And but once you get off of that and your body starts speaking to you and telling you, yes, I like this, no, I don't like that, that's not restrictive at all. That's like freedom. It's very, very freeing. All right. So we're going to go to the next topic. And so we want to have your questions and answers, and you guys have been really active in the chat. I see that we have a question up right now. Let's go to that question.
Go.
And
Sending it
yes.
to her.
So yes, he has to be on the calcium because of the parathyroids that he had to have taken out. So yes, he doesn't need high doses of it. What he needs is some, and he needs the K2D3 so that it goes where it's supposed to go. Otherwise, it will end up in his coronary arteries and his joints. So I would definitely be getting some K2D3 capsules that look like little vitamin E capsules and have him take those with a slab of butter or an egg, something like that. But they will need to, and I'm sure they watch his labs because of not having those glands. They need to watch, but they'll have to start watching and lower his calcium because he won't require as much once he's getting those put into the places they need to. Otherwise, it's just going to sit there and circulate in the bloodstream and build calcium in the blood vessels, which you don't want.
Wow.
Awesome. So we, of course, invite you to add any additional questions that you guys might have. If you have some myths that you want to bust in the comments down below, add those in. We're going to read those out tonight. And then we're going to take a look at carnivore news you can use from the community from our sweet friend, Rhonda.
So let me just say right now, she did a phenomenal job on a lot of the myth busting. I'm going to play the first few minutes. The link to the entire video is down in the description of this one, and I'll put it in the comments as well. So here we go. And bam.
Evening. I'm Rhonda at Carnivore Leo, bringing you news you can use from the community. Before I begin with tonight's topic, I want to share a short testimony. My hubby was hired to do a photo shoot for a wedding this past Saturday, and I was pleasantly surprised to meet another carnivore. Her name is Gabby, and she's 21 years old. And how I found out that she was carnivore was because my husband was talking to her parents about our carnivore way of eating. And her parents immediately said, well, our daughter, Gabby, eats this way. And so I couldn't wait to meet her. And when I met her, I told her how blessed she was to have started carnivore diet at such a young age and how I wished I had started or had found out about the carnivore diet when I was her age. So it was really a nice surprise to meet another carnivore in my community. And additionally, the wedding officiant, her name is Sue, she was present when I was talking to Gabby about the carnivore diet. And she had was intrigued as she was asking me questions about it. And so we exchanged numbers, and I gave her my YouTube information and provided Dr. Anthony Chafee's and Dr. Ken Berry's YouTube videos on how to get started on the carnivore diet. She had told me that she wanted to start the carnivore diet as soon as possible. Amazing. And she replied to my text message, and she said that it was truly a joy and pleasure meeting you and your sweet husband. I will be spending my morning checking out your YouTube channel and each of the doctor's videos and making my grocery list for the week. So excited to see and feel the new me. This was such an unexpected surprise, and I feel so blessed to be able to inspire others to the proper human diet. So with that said, let's get on with the news you can use. Tonight's topic is about carnivore mythbusters, separating fact from fiction.
And that's the teaser I'm leaving you with right there. So you guys can go and see, like I said, the link is in there. But listen, it's some really good information. I'm going over here. I am copying this one and I will put it really. Come on over, mouse. Okay, there it is. I'm going to place it in here, even though I put it in the comments of the video. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So our next segment is called Busting Carnivore Myth Expert Insights. So, wow, so many doctors that I have talked to. I want to just touch on this grass-fed versus grain-fed conversation. So what does it say here? Then I have to eat grass-fed, grass-finished, panda massage beef. That's what Dr. Perry says. Yeah, you do not have to do that. So if you're coming from a standard American diet and you're coming into the carnivore diet, eat the meat that you can afford. If you need to eat, Dr. Berry, this is Dr. Berry's words. If you need to eat hot dogs and bologna and, ground beef from Walmart or whatever you need to do, eat the meat that you can afford. You do not have to eat panda massaged, grass-fed, grass-finished beef. Now, if you can afford to do all that, and you want to get the highest quality meat that you can afford, do that. So I personally buy my meat from a local farmer, a lot of meat from a local farmer. So I will go in with my family. We will go and buy like a half a cow or something like that and split it up between 4 or 5 people. But oftentimes I'll just go to Sam's Club and get a big old ribeye, a whole ribeye. I like to get it when it's on sale, but it has not been on sale lately. But buy the meat that you can afford. If you can't afford to eat ribeye, don't eat ribeye. Eat ground beef. Ground beef is just as good for you, bioavailable, as I mentioned earlier, as
What's that steak,
ribeye
Chuck something? What is it?
Chuck-eye steaks are
Chuck-eye.
cheaper a lot of times. I can get Chuck-eye steaks for like $7.99 a pound when they're not on sale, and then the ribeye is like $13, almost $14 a pound. So Chuck-eye steaks are really good too. So the experts do not say that you have to eat panda massage meat. You just need to eat meat. And if you're coming from standard American diet to carnivore, if you start eating all meat, it doesn't matter whether the meat is top-notch, high-quality meat. I like potted meat. I enjoy
I used to
it.
make that.
I should make me some because I really enjoy it. Dip
Why are you
some
doing that,
pork
Laura?
rinds in.
Look, what's wrong with potted meat?
I used to work at Armour Dial and we made
Oh,
potted meat.
okay.
I like the taste of it. It tastes good to me, and it's meat. It's all meat. If you want to go to like
Not
McDonald's,
according to Laura's face. Laura say
McDonald's
nothing. I
burger
got 4
patties.
cans in there. You're not finna mess my stuff up. I'm not even
Right. McDonald's burger patties, 100% ground beef. Wendy's burger patties, 100% ground beef. A lot of these places that, are 100% ground beef. Now, when I went to work and I wanted to order their burger patties, I was like, what else is in this beef? Like, is there any like fillers in it? And they said it was 100% ground beef. So I ordered the burger patties from work. But, just the experts are not saying that you need to eat the top-notch, high quality and spend your life savings on eating meat. You need to eat the meat that you can afford. So, G?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that. But let me ask a quick question really quickly. Do you guys know anyone that ate lead paint growing up?
I'd say we all did, didn't we?
Mhm.
Well, no, I don't. And here's the thing, because that's another thing that all of a sudden the lead paint. But I had someone that I was scrolling and they were saying, is it possible because the lead paint and you can't penetrate and with these infrareds and see into certain neighborhoods and homes and stuff like that. But I've been thinking about all the stuff that we've been fed. Now, let's get on to hot dogs. This last past week, hot dogs and bologna is what kept G going because I couldn't chew a steak no matter how tender I made it. The bologna, for whatever reason, and I fried it, made it crispy around the edges, cut
Mhm.
that little slit in it so I wouldn't get that bubble. I'm a professional bologna fryer. And I was doing the Nathan's, one of their hot dogs pack really had some decent ingredients. And then everybody, if you don't know, I love
Boar's head.
Boar's Head. Thank you. Because I'm like, wait a minute, I see it. So the Boar's Head one. But for the last 3 days, I have eaten hot dogs and bologna. But then in an entire day, I had 3 pieces of bologna and 3 hot dogs. That was the meal, because I would eat a hot dog and bologna, then wait, and then later on another one and another one. I was also able to eat sausage, but I normally buy the hot sausage. Who is that? Eckridge?
Bob
No, it's
Evans?
not Eckridge, huh?
Bob Evans?
Might have been Bob. It's one of them. Got a little house on it. Who got the house on it? Bob Evans, I think.
I
And
think
so,
so.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
Spam too. Yep, sure will eat spam. But anyway,
Yes.
uh it's not something that, since I've been carnivore, and y'all know potted meat is about yay big, I have probably had 4 cans since I've been carnivore. And that's been 300, and he could put it in there. If I had to guess, I'm gonna say 329 days. So I don't know. Hot dogs, I've probably had at least once a month. Something like, it's nothing that you just go and do, but then at the same time, that's what helped me over these last few days. And then, do you know what it's like to eat guilt-free? When you turn around and you eat, and if I sat there and said, I want another one, I told my husband, oh, liverwurst. So that's another one, but I know it has a sugar in it. But on the first day, I looked for something that would just mush in my mouth. That it had to just like the first day I had eggs. I scrambled. It was 1 egg, 3 yolks. That's how I did that. And even with that, the egg got out. It was just too much. The other one ended up being it. So I love the myth that we are busting. I'm not saying I'm going to eat this way forever, but it made it through this moment in time, because I didn't want like bug guts. Yeah, I didn't want that at all. What about you, Laura? Look, what about you, Laura? I didn't want that.
Like you can see through Robin. Look at you. So, like I said, I just think that if people will give this just a shot, give it 90 days. I don't think 30 is really enough. I mean, all of us can say that we had some benefit changes at 30 days, but you really start to get into the meat and potatoes of it at the 90 days. And then you'll see what myths are busted that you've been used to hearing. You've heard all of the ones that we went over, but you'll see for yourself, and you seeing it, that's going to help you continue down this path. Once you start seeing those things happen, you're feeling better, your blood pressure improves, your blood sugar improves. um, if you're getting lab work, you see the fasting insulin gets better, you see that your cholesterol improves. And even if your total cholesterol didn't improve, I would not give one damn at all,
There you go.
because I just really do not care. Like when my doctor, I had 368, and she was like, oh my God, are you worried? And I was like, oh, no, I'm not. And she was like, you're not? And I was like, no. I was like, didn't you take physiology same as I did? Because I feel like we have to have that cholesterol in our body. And then we went on down, this is what it does for the body. And she's like, uh-huh, yep. And I was like, okay, then why would I want to decrease that? So I think you'll see with time. The other thing is just really try to go out to these channels, other carnivores, or if you're ketovore, try to find people that are doing that stuff. And then following the doctors, you've got Dr. Barry, Dr. Baker, Anthony Chafee, you have Dr. Philip Avadia, Tony Hampton, Lisa Wiederman, and really Kelly Hogan is somebody that has a lot of great information as well.
Now, Lisa
So I
is a
think
doctor. Dr. Chafee is a doctor, but the last person you just said,
Kelly's not.
Kelly's
Yeah.
not. Okay.
Right.
But
Dr.
I think
Kiltz
she's been
too. Don't forget Dr.
carnivore.
Kiltz.
Dr.
Yes,
Kilt.
Dr. Kiltz.
Yeah.
That's who
Yeah,
I
Dr.
recommended
Kiltz as well.
today. Yeah, I
Yeah.
recommended him
And
today.
yeah, Kelly's not a doctor, but she's been
She's an
carnivore. I think she
OG.
said over, yeah. I mean, I think over 15 years, isn't
Yeah.
it? I thought that's what she said. So,
I think so.
to
Yep.
me, I take her knowledge just as high as I do from any of the physicians,
Yeah.
really. She does great. So, that's what that's kind of what I think anyway. So, with that being said, did we have any questions up there? There was a question, or maybe it was a comment from Proud to Be Weird at like 6:42, or
Let's see if
your
I can
time would
find
be
it.
7 or 8:42.
I'm
I
looking.
feel like there was something out there. I just don't want to miss that. And it may not have been a question. Yes. So this is somewhat true.
Yeah, we
It's not
did put that up.
100% true. Yeah. So, yes, you can be lacking those enzymes if you have not had a stomach surgery, as all the way over. You will develop that. You need to go slower getting those built up, but it does happen. I mean, our bodies are smart. They will produce what needs to be done. She's disappearing. Look how skinny she got. She just disappeared. But and there are things that you can take in the beginning to help, like if you're without a gallbladder, you're having upset stomach, there's ox bile. If that's not working, then it's not the fat, it's the protein you're not breaking down, and you're irping that. And then that's that it's that high, I forget what it's called, betaine. I can't remember. One Hope for All, if she's on here, it's the one I sent you, G, but I can't remember. Dr. Berg talks about it, but it helps you break that down. So that's what
No,
I
you
would,
you gave me you told me about the
y-
ox bile. That
yeah,
between
yeah,
ox
but then I sent you more information. Yeah, the last video or 2 videos ago we discussed it, and I said Dr. Berg had another one that was more for the protein, for especially people who had gastric bypass. But I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, yeah. Is it Matt? Somebody else
Yes,
had put in biotin.
betaine hydrochloride.
Okay.
Be
That's
weird.
it.
Yep.
Yep. That's exactly. So that's what I would absolutely do to try to help with that. And then eventually you should be able to get into a place where that's not necessary, but it just takes time.
So are
Okay.
you
Let's
saying,
see.
Laura, that a person who has not had a stomach altering surgery would need this, or is this for a person who does have a surgery that would
It
need
could be
this?
either. If you are somebody who has ruined your gut bacteria, your microbiome, and had a bunch of issues with your stomach, like say you had H. pylori, you've had ulcers, those kinds of things, shut down your hydrochloric pumps or your Pepsin pumps with all the medications that they gave you, or you bought, I shouldn't say gave you, then you could need that. But I would say people who have had bypasses, they probably need to try that and
Okay.
see, and they'll get to the point where they won't need it quite as much. But yes, so thank you for Proud to Be Weird to refresh my memory on that,
Yeah,
because I was like,
and
what
hung
is it?
around.
It's
We thank you. We put it up, but she didn't look. we try and get it all out. All right, Laura, let's wrap it up.
All right. So we want to thank you guys for being here with us tonight, whether you're watching live or replay. We do want you to share this out. If there's somebody that you think could get some good information from this, we would appreciate if you like, share, subscribe to our channels. We do appreciate all the questions and comments that you guys put in here. We learn stuff from our viewers all the time. And so we do appreciate that. The other thing would be, I think we've kind of showed you some of the mythbusters on, eating the high protein, the fats, the cardiovascular issues, any of those things. That you can't do carnivore if you've had gastric bypass. You can't do it if it absolutely can be done. It's going to be trickier for some of these things, and you're going to have to tiptoe through those areas until you find what works for your body, because each of those different types of surgeries are different of how it's going to affect you with this lifestyle. But all of this is considered a lifestyle. I don't consider this a diet, and I'll be 5 years in June. That's definitely no diet. I never stayed on no diet that long. So it's definitely a lifestyle. So I'm not sure about next week's episode, but that's okay.
Me either.
We'll find out.
That's okay. So
all
I think that was
you, we're at the 6-month mark. That's what I can tell you.
It's gonna be a celebration. I can tell you that much.
There you go.
That's right.
Yep. Next week will be 6 months, and I wouldn't miss it.
That's right. That's right. So,
all right. So again, guys, we appreciate you so much. We know that there's anything that you could be doing with your time this evening, and we appreciate you coming out and spending this time with us. And we want to make sure that we're separating fact from fiction, because we get a lot of fiction, and we basically have to throw away everything that we've ever known and rebuild all of our thinking about food and nutrition up from scratch. So, we're really here to support each other, build that community, and help each other together. So, what do you guys have going on your channels this week? I'll start with Laura.
So I'm going to mention this, even though I did it Saturday, and that's actually last week, because I forgot to mention that I was on with Meeting Wellness, and we went over how you can use plants as the medicine that they were meant to be, because I'm never going to use them as a food supply. So that was one I went over. I am going to try to upload a couple videos this week and some more shorts. I'm not doing enough shorts. I think about it, and I was like, I'm in my pajamas. I don't really want to. I'm getting ready for work, and it's like I'm half dressed and half not dressed, and nobody wants to see that. That would be a really good weight loss plan if you had to see that. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I've got tons of product that is going to be ready to upload. I'm going to put on the site that, a lot of the stuff takes 4 to 6 weeks to cure. So I have more of that going up. And I'm actually thinking about devising and making an antibiotic ointment cream that you can use for cuts and burns and scratches and any of those types of things, even bug bites that are bad. So that's percolating in my brain right now. So I may make something up like that. So we'll see. But yep, that's what I'm up to.
Cool. How about you, G?
All right. Well, first, if you guys did not see that interview that I did with Dr. Chafee. So wait, let me show. Wait, if you guys did not see, there was one of those moments. So I interviewed with him, and it was so hilarious. It aired yesterday. And when I say to you in the comments how many times I made this man blush, right? And it's like people were just saying, nope, that was good. But then when she did this, so we went back and forth. But I'm just that one that there are different questions that I want to know. And I figure I was on there with the doctor, so go right ahead and ask it. Like for instance, Laura, how come when I do this, it feels like cottage cheese under my arms.
It could be
Rasha?
it could be small. Like, have you ever had fatty lipomas?
What's that? What is that?
Little teeny fatty, like tumor-like things. They're not bad. Do
Wait,
you
you
have
talking
those?
about? Wait a minute. Hold on. I think I got
Mhm.
it's one right
Yep.
there. And so, yeah, and and then this big one under my arm
Yep.
that's what we're doing the rebounder for. And so,
Yep.
but then I bought this thing that I want my husband to use on me, to kind of
Dry
roll across.
brush,
Huh? You said
like a dry
scrubber.
brush.
No, something to kind of roll, even if it's a rolling pin, but it has these little
Mhm.
grip things on it
Yep.
to kind of help.
For the
Yep.
fascia,
Lymphatic.
right?
Huh?
Yep. The fascia blaster.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that I've got
Yeah.
the little hula hoop thing, fooling with Robin.
Don't let no
Y'all know,
animals or grandkids get to it.
Right, 'cause they didn't
yeah,
ruin mine.
yeah, it's me and Timu. So, all right, tomorrow, Adrian and I will do our show. It'll be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have our show tomorrow, and my big announcement. You ready?
Yes.
I'm going with Frederick, and there's going to be somebody else at Hack Your Health. We decided to go.
Yes.
So first of all, they put $100 off the tickets, and then I got a little code to put in, and you get $50 off of that. So right now, that 3-day pass, I want to say is $249. BL Carnivore. BL Carnivore will get you.
That's the code.
Thank you. The BL Carnivore, put that in, you get $50 off. So I do remember that. But I have that show, and I want to get out the Dr. Chafee interview as well. We talked, even though we spoke on a lot, the thing that stood out the most is the information about my 14-year-old grand legacy. And I was supposed to interview him this weekend because he's now on his second week of carnivore, even though he ate some French fries yesterday and they had to pull over. He had to poop 3 times. I said, ha, 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 that's what you get.
Oh.
I did. I didn't say, "Ah, nope, ha ha ha, that's what you get." And then I made it even worse. You was in gas day. You weren't even at home. You were out there just pooping all over. Ain't it? Yeah. So I really went in on it. But what I love is how he's talking about. He said, "Oh my God, I can't believe I used to act like that." So I want to do an interview to constantly encourage people. This isn't just for old people.
Right.
This is for the young ones as well. And Dr. Chafee mentioned a point in the interview where he was talking about, oh my God, if I had started the carnivore diet at the age of 14, what would have changed? And then he gave a testimony of a young man that ended up going to the Olympics. And he helped him in regards to the carnivore way of eating. He talked about his testosterone and all. So while you guys are protecting these youngins, first, you don't even let them go outside and cut grass. We're not going to talk about that because I see my neighbors all the time. How you got 3 boys in the house and you outside cutting grass? Oh, did I just get sidestriped on that one? So I'm going to stop here. Your turn.
So I am interviewing Lori at Carnivore Cheer on Saturday evening at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. Usually my show's at 5:30, but we're doing 7:30 because I have an event. I'm doing a women's conference this week. So
Yay.
Friday and Saturday, I am like the chairperson. I'm the coordinator for our annual women's conference. So I'll be busy with that this weekend, but I'm going to be interviewing Lori. I'm super excited to meet her. Her channel is awesome, you guys. If you guys have not subscribed to Lori's channel, her content is really, really good. She's high quality content.
All right.
For me, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing this week on my channel. I put a couple of videos out last week. I'll probably put a couple more out this week. Just depends on what's going on. What kind of things I'm getting into. Do I go shopping or do I cook? Or probably cooking though, because I enjoy the cooking videos. I like to cook. So we'll see what comes out. I haven't really been doing as many shorts lately, so we'll do some of that. And then we're going to be busy with that conference on the weekend. So pretty much that is what's going on my channel this week. This episode. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, hopefully we see some of you guys at Hack Your Health in Texas. I will be, look, picture ready, y'all.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So, and then there is a meetup this weekend that Frederick is going to attend in South Carolina.
Oh, South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina. He will be attending that. I won't be with him on that particular trip, but you guys will see us at Hack Your Health. We love and appreciate each and every one of you, and celebrating 6 months of doing this show next week. And we hope that each and every one of you, plus your friends, make it. Until next time.